Yo, what is up guys, it's Pedro here, and in today's video I'll be going over the best case draft scenario for the Washington Commanders on day 1 and maybe a little bit of day 2 as well. Also be going over some draft rumors that have happened over the last couple of days. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button and that notification bell as well. Those things help out a ton, trying to get to 13,000 subscribers. And comment down below, what would be your dream draft day scenario for the Washington Commanders? All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. I've done, one mock draft, might do one or two more. Maybe I'll do a live stream. It's been so long since I've done a live stream, but maybe I'll just do a live stream and go over a bunch of different mock drafts for you guys and let you guys decide some as well. And make sure you guys check out Sleeper, link in the description. Use my code Pedro, all caps, and you'll get a first time deposit match. But let's get into this draft day scenario that would be a dream for the Washington Commanders. So for me, number 2, there's really no dream with it. Caleb Williams, the Bears are taking Caleb Williams at 1. It's gonna happen. They're gonna take him at 1. He's not gonna hold out, pull an Eli Manning. If that was happening, we would have heard of it. There'd be rumors about it. And let's just keep it real, it's not happening. And there's really no dream at 2. It's Jaden Daniels or Drake May. I guess the only one I wouldn't really love is J.J. McCarthy or Michael Penix or Bo Nix. But, Bo Nix and Michael Penix, they're not going to be considered at 2. And J.J. McCarthy might be. Maybe there's a small chance he gets drafted at 2. But Jaden Daniels, Drake May, either one of them is going to get drafted at 2. So there's really no dream scenario there. So when I'm going through the dream scenario, let's just say we take Jaden Daniels because that's who I want. I'd rather take Jaden Daniels and Drake May, but I won't be mad if it is Drake May. And there's been more and more reports going over and saying, just saying that Jaden Daniels is likely to be the pick. That's what Colin Cowherd said on his show. Jordan Schultz also said it on his show. He's an insider for Bleacher Report, has a lot of good sources, and then Adam Schefter said the same thing. But let's go over the draft day scenario for me that is a dream. So for me, obviously we want to take our quarterback at 2, but we need to help that quarterback out, and that could be taking a receiver or maybe, I think, preferably taking an offensive lineman and putting him at left tackle and getting a franchise left tackle to help out our young QB. We don't want to be at the end of year 1 or year 2 where it's like, oh, Jaden Daniels or Drake May, they're a star or, they're studs, but, whoever is our quarterback out of those two, but they're getting hurt, hopefully that's happening, knock on wood, or they just keep on getting hit and hit and hit. And we're, talking about, the offensive line is a huge issue when we could have addressed it. And we can address it in the second round. We really can. But there's a lot of really good guys. I think we should trade back into the first round. If a guy that we really like is falling, why not go ahead and take him? Because here's the thing. We got number 2 overall pick. Then we got 36. Then we got 40. I'll really just pull it up for you guys here. Here's the draft value as well with those picks. So we have 2, we got this pick, this pick, this pick, and then this pick and this pick. So we got 5 picks in the top 78. That's a lot. And then also got 1 in 100. So 6 picks in the top 100. Usually, your third round picks play right away. With this, even though we do have a young team, we first off, we signed a lot of guys in free agency that are going to get PT. But second off, when you have so many guys like this, it's going to be hard for all of them to get playing time. So what I would like is to, maybe turn 36 and 40 into one of these picks right here, and you might get another pick back. Or maybe you trade back from 40 and get future picks next year or something like that. Maybe not 40, but maybe like 67. You trade it for next year's second or something just to stockpile picks, because all these guys are going to be competing for playing time and they might not be able to get it because you have so many young picks. It's just something to consider right here. But the Commanders have a pick at 36 and 40, and each team and GM and scouts or whatever, whoever's making the decision, they have different draft charts, but this is the one that I pulled up, and it has the Commanders number 36 pick at 540 and the 40th pick at 500. So let's say they combine those two, they could get up to like the 15th pick, which is, pretty high. And, I don't think they will necessarily give up both these picks, but maybe they'll give up like 36. Yeah, maybe they'll give up like 36, 78, which would give you to 740. So would get you to this. And then maybe like a future third round pick. And then you get up to like 850 or something. It really depends on who falls. And I guess the dream scenario would be, okay, we get a run on quarterbacks here. So let's say, let's say, Caleb goes first. I just did a random mock draft. I took Drake May, whatever, just to get it out of the way. Not trying to rhyme there. And then Jaden Daniels, Marvin Harrison, Joe, all these guys, didn't mean to do that. All those guys are going to go there. Malik Neighbors, Romeo Dunze, and then you got all these guys right here. The dream is for some of these teams to reach a little bit on other positions, maybe like Brock Bowers or, some of these defensive guys, so that these tackles go ahead and fall. But the good thing is that it's a deep tackle class. So you got Joe Alt going at 5 there. You got Fuaga, who's, Oregon State tackle. Got him going at 9. Then you got Troy Fotanu, Washington guy, at 13. You got Olufashanu at 15. I would love to trade back into the first round and be able to get Olufashanu. I really like him. He's fallen down the draft boards a little bit, but I think he would be a really good option. You got J.C. Latham. You got Graham Barton. There's a lot of options here in the late first round. Tyler Guyton from Oklahoma. I'm a big fan of his. So you could trade back and get a tackle. I think that's a solid option for the Commanders, Amarius Mims, especially if someone that is, you really like drops, go ahead and take him. Like, there's always those guys that drop a little bit for some reason. Sometimes it is a valid reason, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes if you're willing to take a little bit of a risk, that guy ends up being a stud. John Allen was supposed to be like a top 5 pick. We got him, at 17? You got Laramie Tunsil. We know why he got, he fell, but hey, that was a good pick. Jeremiah Uso-Koromoa, he fell because of medical issues. Montez Sweat did as well. So you have to be able to take risks, but if a guy is falling and you feel comfortable with that, you feel comfortable with the person, and maybe some other teams don't, but you'll feel strongly that this guy's a good guy, and you'll be able to, keep him straight and stuff and keep him out of trouble, then I'm fine with us trading back into the first and taking whoever the tackle is, whether it's Olufashanu, which in that case, you're probably going to have to trade up a little bit higher than 20. You got Graham Barton. All these guys right here would be solid options, but I don't, unless it's a guy that you really like. If it's that guy at like 32, 31, I don't see a huge need to trade back in the first, because you're picking at 36 unless you think that guy's going to be gone. But I would prefer more go into that like 23, 22 range, and you really can get the tackle you want. Maybe it's not the top tier tackle, but he's going to be in that tier 2, because it really is Joe Alt in tier 1. And then after that, it's very, very subjective on who is the number 2, number 3, number 4. Teams are going to have, varying opinions, very, very, very different opinions. And that could be an advantage for a team like the Commanders, where they need a tackle. And, hey, maybe their third best tackle on the board is going to be there at 25, and he's the 6th tackle taken. It could happen. And what they also could do is trade back into the first and get someone like Brian Thomas, or maybe, he falls really late into the first and they can, barely move and get him. I think that's an option here. Some of the tackles, and just an option, or just a stat here, top draft tackles left on an island that most often in 2023 on passing plays. So guys that had to do a lot of work themselves, and a lot of those guys were on that, are going to be going in the first round. Joe Alt, Olufashanu for sure, Mims, Fuaga, Fotanu. I think Guyton probably goes in the first, and then J.C. Pretty much all these guys. Not sure about Jordan Morgan. But yeah, this is, again, just looking at the draft chart for the Commanders. They have a lot of draft capital to make some moves. They have a lot of draft capital to make some moves if they want. And for me, the dream scenario would be walking out after day one with your franchise quarterback and a franchise left tackle to protect them. That to me is the dream. I hope it happens. And they can still maybe get their franchise tackle in the second round at 36, but you have 2 second-round picks. Might as well use them, or you have 3 third-round picks. Package those up, 36 and 67, or 36 and 78, or if you're really feeling crazy, maybe 36 and 40. Whatever you want to do, just move up and get a tackle for your franchise quarterback, because you want him to be in the best scenario possible. And some guys are able to do it regardless, but some guys need to be in a good position, and we need it, or a good situation, and we need to put our guy in the best situation possible. And getting a franchise tackle this year versus waiting till next year is helpful. Is the move, or the move is to do it this year, right now, when you have the draft capital, and to get that tackle developed as quickly as possible for your franchise QB. So that's it for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and peace.